Uh-oh. I thought my mic was messed up. Scalpers.
We here, baby. Simp back in the house.
What up, though?
How was the trip home, man?
Man, way too much fun. Shout out to my high school, St. Martin de Porres. Shout out to class 97 and every other class at my school. The white party was live. White party was, yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah. Picnic was lit.
Can you hear me on here?
Okay,
I thought I knocked something out.
Nah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
But nah, man, it was a damn good time at home. Kicked it with the fam. I was in town. Moms.
Nice.
Everybody there. You know, it's never enough time when you go home. It's everything you want.
You knew
to
that
do.
before you left.
Oh yeah, you know. I knew this week was gonna be a lot, different just because of with the weekend stuff and trying to find something for the white party and all of that kind of stuff. But all in all, damn good week at the crib. I'm back to normalcy.
Yeah, back to normalcy. Back to reality. Back to work.
All of that. Well,
back to the infamous one-eyed dog. So if anybody know who that is,
he back.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, everything been smooth. Of course, over the weekend while you were taking part in your reunion festivities, I was able to attend the Big 3 game. Bought the T-shirt.
I see it.
Myself, Natasha was down there. She got her press pass going. Was able to ask a question to Chauncey Billups. And she was very impressed with how it's ran from a standpoint of, the players look like they were comfortable. Like, these guys come from a lifestyle and a situation as far as being a pro athlete with, the finest of the finest. And the accommodations are right up to par on that. Of course, there are no riders in their contracts, but at the same time, they still put them in good hotels. They traveling, top notch more or less, and it was good. I will say, from a game perspective, it's about what you expect. You expect to see some athletic guys playing half court, a lot of old guys posting up, a lot of other guys, shooting the J. Shoot the J. Chauncey, he fired off a few. You could tell he hadn't really practiced much. Mike Bibby looked good out there. He still got that double tap crossover going on. The disappointing piece, of course, was Iverson didn't show up.
Because he was at a casino somewhere drunk, probably.
Probably up at Choctaw.
He's in there. He's at your local TGIF Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody from Detroit knows why we say Fridays, because he was a frequent visitor of Club Fridays.
Yeah, Club Friday, Southfield, Michigan. Shout out to the field. Yep. AI didn't show up, which was very disappointing, mainly from the perspective of seeing so many kids and adults and just everybody.
He the draw.
He's the draw.
Yeah.
Because the way they chop up the Big 3 is, it's virtually in quarters. So you got 4 games, right? In these 4 games, you have more or less probably the least popular team up until Ivo plays or his team plays, which he's ultimately coaching. He's not playing a lot anyway.
You're right.
So, you get to that part and then it's like this build up. Everybody's standing up, got their phones ready to take pictures. They at the tunnel waiting for him to come out. And the announcer says, and special guest, Jason Terry. And now initially I was like, oh snap, Jay Terry go maybe be a guest player.
Yeah, right.
Or, maybe just to partake because you in Dallas. I mean, everybody loves Jay Terry in Dallas. Come on now, championship team and the whole 9. And, that was pretty much it. And then it was just like an awkward silence. Everybody was still waiting. The music got changed tracks, and it was just weird. People left. People started walking out. Oh, they just started walking out. Like,
oh, snap.
They started leaving.
I saw the whole thing about him not being there.
And
just because, like I said, I'm ripping and running, so I'm kind of just catching stuff on the back end. But I ain't know people started leaving.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That was an empty venue by that point. Well, it emptied about halfway out. And the rest of the people there was pretty much on their phone. Right. I mean, to be expected, but, it was even more so because of that. I was guilty of it because I noticed it my damn self. I'm like, damn, I ain't even paying attention. But nonetheless, the games are still very competitive. They still out there trash talking.
Yeah, I thought was the Steven Jackson, Charles Oakley, was that in Dallas where they were kind of going? I kept seeing clips of that online, and there's Oak pulled Steven Jackson out the game, and they going back and forth. Oak telling them, they're like, hey, man, just calm down. You arguing with the refs too, your whole focus is arguing with the refs. Just chill out.
Right.
And then, they going back. And you can see Oak talking about they don't want to accept coaching, that's what I'm going to do. And, it's kind of one of them situations, but I didn't know if that was in the Dallas game or if this was something that happened.
I didn't recall seeing that whatsoever. Usually they'll be able to catch it in-house on that big screen. I didn't see that at all. Not that it didn't happen, but I didn't see it at all. But Steven Jackson, he was out there. He was getting his post on. Still had like Ivan the Terrible. I don't know what you watching. What's that? Booty Talk 26.
Nah, don't be doing that. Nah.
Sugar Walls.
see what you talking about.
So ultimately,
CNN.
All right, I can roll with that. But no, ultimately it was still like a great day. It was still like highly competitive. You still had a lot of guys that you could tell got some game. They're still playing in other leagues across the country or whatever the case may be. And then like you already know too, the TBT tournament is still going.
Yeah.
They down to the finals now.
When I got in last night, that Syracuse team, they were playing
the overseas elite.
I think overseas elite won that game in the end.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the Boeheim's Army kind of tricked it off towards the end, from what I could tell. They had chances to kind of like stop the clock, and but I think it just a little bit prior to that, it was just turnovers. Devendorf didn't take care of the ball down the stretch because I was watching it with Rod, Coach Rod Clark, out here at AAU. So we was checking it out down at a restaurant in Deep Ellum, and you could just kind of tell like the wheels kind of came off for Boeheim's Army. It really wasn't. They weren't taking care of the ball. They didn't have like a go-to person. So it is what it is on that note. But still really competitive, man. I still like how they got that going with the $2 million pot.
Right. Once you start watching it, and like I was telling you before I left, we were sitting there watching the games. And like when you start hearing some of the names, you're like, oh damn, I remember him.
Hell
or
yeah.
then you start seeing kind of how the teams are comprised.
Mm-hmm.
You see they all got like a theme to it. Like so, you got Boeheim's Army, you got a bunch of old Syracuse dudes.
Yeah, Scarlet and
Gray, a bunch of Ohio State guys.
Yeah, man.
And a bunch of teams like that, or you see some teams where the Morris twins that were they lost.
Yeah, they got the Kansas squad. Majority Kansas squad.
Guys, half Kansas guys, have like
Philly
DMV.
guys.
Yeah, no, Philly. Yeah, it was
that's what it
Philly
is.
dudes.
Yeah.
So you see how a lot of the teams are comprised, things of that nature, and you start looking at, like I said, you start seeing it, and you're like, oh damn, I remember him.
Man.
Some of these dudes had a name in college. They may not have went on the NBA success, or anything like that, but
maybe not for that long. Because DeJuan Blair was playing with the overseas elite.
Well, Sullinger from Ohio State.
Yep.
He playing. He had some years, he couldn't keep his weight kind of thing. But, he probably will still get a look in the league at some point here, just because he's still fairly young.
He's fairly young. He doesn't – it's not like he doesn't have, a good skill set. It was never that.
Yeah.
He could shoot the ball. It's just a guy like that, man. It's time to shed that weight. You got to eat right. Just eating right alone, you'll be fine in the NBA, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't give a damn what's going on. You just eat right, you think about like 5 days a week, how you would cheat day or two or something like that or whatever, but you just do that alone, your body will conform to it because the rest of it, you still working out all the time, you running all the time, but you can tell a person eating like crap, probably partying, drinking and all that, your body's going to show in an environment like that. That's just the bottom line. But but like you said, you do like to see guys that still have some game, and those type of tournaments, and how and allow them to be showcased during the summer.
Yeah.
Along with you got people that love golf, which is great. You got some WNBA fans, which is great. But
baseball,
of course, and now, especially now.
I mean, soccer is still being played right now, but
it's in the thick of it for soccer too.
Yeah,
because
for us,
they've got some major. They got some major tournaments that just finished up.
Soccer just always seems like it's ongoing. It's
my God! Yeah.
One league stops, and okay, now we playing in this one league. That league, like, dog, I can't keep up with all of it.
That because you got MLS cats. A lot of the top rated MLS cats have to play.
MLS is still going on right now, though, right?
It is, but it's kind of like where you have the Olympics or during that kind of like every 2 years
that
span
break period. So it's like
then they have to do the qualifying tournaments.
Oh, okay.
So they just finished that, and actually USA won theirs. I forget which one that was. The Gold Cup, right? So you got a lot of that.
It's like a qualifier for the World Cup.
Exactly. So that's in the middle of that too. But then at the same time, I mean, hell, FC Dallas still got games. So, but it's that's like you said, that's ongoing. That's gonna do what it's doing. But it's just a good thing. And then like how we interviewed the one gentleman last week, Frank Session out of Weber State, played with Damian Lillard. Great that he's in the Drew League, of course. And with that, they have still a James Harden that shows up. Westbrook didn't show up in the last game.
James Harden and Chris Paul playing together.
They playing together, right? So you got that. You've got what's my boy out of JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee's on the team out there. Tons of LA cats are going to be out there, and just guys from Cali.
Yeah, that's their thing.
DeRozan's out there. But Frank Session is like, honestly, the leading scorer there. They're advancing. They're still undefeated with their team is called, get this, Birdie's Revenge.
That's funny.
That's funny as hell. So
I'm with that.
That's the beauty of, to me, NBA caliber summer league games. And, and then, of course, I personally would love to see guys. I would love to see a little bit more international basketball. It's tougher. They don't really air. They air it sometimes on NBA TV, but it's
it's tape delay. It's some games from last week and everything. Exactly. That's just all about the ratings.
Exactly.
Because you got to know. I mean, you're not gonna know with the international game. Each team can only have like 2 American players. So if you got, plus it's so many internationally. You got Euro League. You got China. You got. They everywhere, dude.
They got a league in Israel, right. Germany, Australia.
Down in like Puerto Rico, Costa Rica leagues down there. There's so many international leagues.
Dominican
and you
Republic
don't really know
league. Mexico got a league.
What the level of the league is. Like I know whatever league, the Euro League would probably be second to the NBA.
Yes.
With like Olympiacos and all of those kinds of things. So I know, but unless they have a bunch of American players playing over there, you still really not going to know them. Or pay attention to them.
No, not like that. Not like that. And then China keep a pretty competitive league. I mean, it's gonna be competitive.
I mean, hey man, you see Marbury still over there. Marbury got a statue over there.
And Jimmy Fredette over there tearing it up.
Yep. Who else? Somebody just Brandon Jennings is playing overseas somewhere this year.
If that's good for him, as long as he's playing, I'm pretty sure he don't give a damn.
He went go get the check. Probably a bigger check for the year than what the NBA was offering up, then hey, why not?
Ain't like he ain't done it already. He was one of the pioneers of that.
He went over there first right after high school.
So yeah, the dude over there. And that was another thing with the big three. Bonzi Wells. He was out here.
I saw Bonzi Wells in college.
Bonzi Wells had a game.
Bonzi Wells, that dude.
Bonzi Wells got a nasty game.
Fit in perfectly with the Trailblazers when they got drafted.
He did. And Josh Childress. That's who else I forgot. Okay. He's also in the big three. Game is about the same, just a little older.
Still got that damn fro.
Yeah, I think he just got a little carefree curl with it now. Okay. That's it. Put a little juices and berries in it. It's all good. But nonetheless, great experience, great time. It was great to lead into to the week for me. And also this past weekend, I don't know if you caught any of the fights. I got to see the full Brawner fight.
Who won that fight?
Mikey Garcia won.
Okay.
It was a unanimous decision, primarily due to Brawner just being way too patient, allowing the fight to come to him. He would do his old counterpunch deal, try to use some defense. He was guarding his grill a whole lot, a little bit too much if you ask me.
Like before the fight, I see him in kind of interviews and everything. He didn't look like old Adrian Bronner going into fights. You know how Bronner had that semi Mayweather type of thing going on, where mad cocky. This one, he seemed like he went in like focused, like I'm serious about fighting.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah, he had a lot of that look going on before he going into that fight.
Not for about 7 rounds. It didn't look like it though. Not like he was getting pulverized. He was just getting jabbed to death. That in itself took him out the fight. Actually, and I forgot to tell you, Mike, Angela's going to be calling in. She wants to call in right now. So I don't know if you got to open up the line. She should be calling in a second. And she wants to fire off a few shots at old Ray Ray.
I'm gonna let her have that. She
can have every bit of it.
Yep.
She can have every bit of it. So yeah, she's gonna call in and we go get some loving from Angela out there in Memphis town. And then hopefully we can get her back in Dallas. We gotta get her what do you call that, a recruiter or something.
Right.
Until we all get a paycheck off of here. We need to keep these 9 to 5s pumping.
9 to 5 will be back.
Yeah, and of course what she wants to get off into is some of the choice comments and words of Ray Lewis towards Colin Kaepernick's lack of play or lack of attention from these owners to be picked up on these rosters. Angela, you there?
I'm here.
Yes.
No.
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Up?
Thank you for calling in, of course. If anybody doesn't know who this is, it's Queen Angela Maxwell, the Queen of Starkville, Mississippi State, MSU of the South.
Instagram.
Yeah. You say Instagram thirst trap extraordinaire.
Y'all so special. I just woke up from my nap. I had the most amazing dream about Odell Beckham Jr.
Too much information.
Great.
That's too much information. We don't want.
That's nasty. First of all, you nasty as hell.
We all right. We gonna stop that right before you can get going.
Yeah. First of all, change your sheets.
How y'all doing, y'all? It wasn't like that. Y'all nasty.
So,
how are y'all doing?
Man, doing great. Sim just came off a great trip back in the hometown, back in the D.
I saw that. He made me want that chocolate cake thing he posted. That girl was going crazy.
Yeah, the brownie.
Oh yeah. Y'all looking like, damn, when I post something about
where were you at?
Big boy.
Big boy.
Big boys or something.
Huh?
Is it Big Boys or something? It looked like it was great.
Nah, it was. Yeah, Big Boy, Elias Brothers, they was mad big back in the day. There was one of those highway restaurants that it's kind of like Shoney's back in the day. But
I was about to say the cake reminded me of Shoney's.
Yeah,
that's what we used to get at Shoney's.
They kind of all was the same. So yeah, that was a staple back at home. Everybody after a party, you hit a Big Boy, get you a hot fudge cake. And yeah, I had to do
had a bubble guts the next day. I love it. Nothing gives you the bubble guts like liquor and hot fudge cake. Trust me, I know.
Combined? That sounds terrible.
I know that, but at the time that you're doing it, you don't really be thinking about that.
Exactly.
Not at all. You trying to get?
I'm not gonna take up y'all whole show. Y'all know I called in because a couple of things irking my soul. First of all, it is almost football season. I'm gonna have to run back to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You are.
And so I got to get back and make sure I do a show. Y'all know I'm going to a game. I'm telling you that now publicly. So if y'all gonna be down, I need y'all to let me know.
Get with us.
And I got you. Okay?
Bet.
Also, Mississippi State fans, and I know I'm garnering that in Dallas. Like, it's a lot of Mississippi State fans in Dallas because we've given you the ultimate gift. We sent y'all our only son, just like Jesus did. And
I'm listening.
We sent y'all our only son to save them Dallas Cowboys. So Mississippi State got fans in Dallas. I don't care what you say. And we're having the best week ever because Ole Miss is having the worst week ever.
Yeah,
it's been amazing.
Because you helped probably drop dime on them or something. You planted the
whatever
info.
I can do.
Hey, man.
Whatever I can do.
Hey, Andrew, you know how we get down. We all about passing the bag or doing what we got to do. And if taking you down means my team come up, hey, it's got to be done.
That's what I got to do. What I got to do.
Exactly.
I keep trying to tell y'all that Ole Miss Mississippi State rivalry is one of the best in college football. And I know y'all might not be familiar because you're not from the region.
Oh no, man.
But it was actually a
Egg
Mississippi
bowl.
State beat writer that found the calls to the hookers.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said you had something to do with it. Because I knew because the Mississippi
That's how
State
hard
dude,
we go.
the Mississippi State dude, the one who was like, oh, word. I mean, I'm mad that the number was a
Right.
313 number, but you know.
Well, you know, the closest hookers to Mississippi is in Atlanta. So we got to do what we got to do.
Hey.
This is crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And so, yeah, we're going to let them burn. So they're doing that. And then, of course, two of their players were also caught shoplifting yesterday. They were stealing cleaning products.
Damn.
Hold on. Say that again.
Better than that. Two of their players got caught shoplifting on yesterday. They were stealing cleaning products. I don't know if they were trying to clean up their program or what, but
Ba-doom, boom.
Right.
you can't make this stuff up.
Nah, actually, no, you can't.
Google it.
You can't.
Google
That's
it.
ridiculous.
I mean, we just sitting back, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to us. Our recruiting is going up. You know, we don't even have to do anything. You know, and I guess they shoplifting because you know those bags ain't coming through like they used to down there in Austin. So you know, whatever. Do what you got to do.
Word.
Steal your Dawn and your lava soap and whatever you got to do.
Not
knock
that
yourself
Lever
out.
2000 out here.
Right.
Yeah, leave it 2000. Whatever. You know, whatever they're using to keep their joggers together. Do what you got to do.
Not
So,
the itch.
you know, Mississippi State having the best week ever.
The
And
Usher
Hale
itch.
State. Hale State is amazing. And, oh, stop it. We're not going to do that because I've already dropped them CDC numbers on y'all. Okay. So, we're not going to do that. I feel sorry for us. Y'all need to leave that man alone. Now,
You need to leave y'all
what
alone.
I did call for, because I got to get festive off here, what you going to do is you're going to stop eating your Chinese food on the camera.
It was mahi and
You gonna
rice.
Stop doing that. You are out of order since I've been gone. I'll be back. Okay?
It's my
So
last
find me a
meal of the
recruiter.
day. I'm good now. We listening to you, boo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray Lewis, and then I'm going to let y'all go because y'all got a whole show to talk about. Ray Lewis has really irked my soul this week, and I find it like disturbing on like the different sports message boards that I'm in that people are saying that he's not really doing anything wrong. That's a problem. He really is doing something wrong. First of all, it's hard for me to believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's hard for me to believe that the billionaire owners of the Baltimore Ravens are coming to Ray Lewis, who is no longer a player, don't have any type of ownership, don't have any type of vested interest aside from legacy in the Baltimore Ravens. They're calling him to ask him what they should do about selecting players. Do y'all believe that that's really a thing? Because that's what he said.
Yeah, because their ownership is going to numerous people. But yeah, I can see I see them going to Ray Lewis just because of his status. He's the biggest name that organization has ever. I mean, the Baltimore organization. We're not gonna count whatever happened before they moved to Baltimore. But as far as Baltimore's concerned, yeah, he's their biggest person ever in the history of the organization.
I understand that, but I'm saying major decisions like who should be the backup quarterback. Like first of all, he didn't even play offense.
Well, I don't even think it's whether he should be the quarterback. It's just more should we bring him into the organization? Because
they brought Ray Lewis into the organization.
But no, he was already there when he had his trouble.
And they let him stay there.
Yeah.
Wherever.
And then he got them 2 rings.
Exactly.
And then he got them 2 rings, and then things get forgiven.
I think what I'm saying is we're talking about not somebody that's going to come in and be your franchise quarterback. We're not talking about somebody that's going to come in and run your organization. We're talking about a backup quarterback. I actually was all Team Harbaugh when I saw him make his speech about how he has been talking to him, how he admires him, how he backs him up. And I was like, okay, this looks promising. Okay, this looks like something, for him to publicly come out and say it. And then for them to go and sign a arena league football player, like what?
Yeah, but what you can see now is this, and this from different shows, it ain't coaches and GMs that's like, nah, we don't really want cap. It's the owners. The owners are like, they are looking at how their dollar is going to be affected, how their sponsorships probably will. And I don't even think they're really worried about sponsors. They're worried about fan support and what their fans are going to say And
the fans are not going to do anything. Your real fans ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
Real fans don't care about nothing but winning.
Period.
Okay?
No, exactly.
Real fans don't care about that. They don't care about nothing but winning. And that's from 3 people here sitting here talking right now who are real fans of sports. I care about winning. Okay? Now, I do look at you sideways when you slap the hell out of your wife. But goddamn, you can run that ball.
That's how they be.
Because that sounds personal.
That's how
And
they be.
that's some personal stuff. When I'm going to get mad with you about hitting your wife or if your wife's still at the house. Like, to me, that's just how I am. And I'm saying that as a woman. Y'all can't say that. I can't. Now, what I think it was crucial for Ray Lewis to try to make some type of stand, but for him to come out, my whole problem with him is for him to come out and act like what they're doing is okay. And for him to justify by saying that he doesn't think that Kaepernick is a good ball player and he needs to stop with the foolishness. When has ever been an activist been foolishness? That really bothered me. And what I see Ray Lewis is, as I see him as a person that's being used. They always need a black people to tell black people what they should and shouldn't be doing.
Word.
And Ray Lewis has allowed himself as a voice. People listen to him, and he goes on and on about nothing, really passionately a lot.
Word.
He's very passionate about nothing. I don't even understand what he's saying half the time. But
Deacon Lewis.
and I listen to bullshit with the best of them.
Well, what I do like
And I
is
never
that,
know what he's talking about.
because now they're all over, at FS1, Fox, everything. But I do like that his former teammate, Shannon Sharp, is coming out like, nah, Shannon Sharp like, nah, this some bull. He's saying,
Exactly.
He's calling Ray out on what he's been saying. Whitlock, the organization like, nah, you guys are this dog and pony show that y'all putting on. That, come on now, you don't have anybody in your camp. But you
expect it from Jason Whitlock. You expect it from him because we all know he's bought and paid for. He is a descendant of Steven from Django. We know what he is. We know who he is. He's Uncle Tom's nephew. We know what he is. What we didn't expect, well, I don't know why I didn't expect it because Ray Lewis just got through meeting with Trump. But what we didn't expect was somebody who does relatively, whether we like it or not, have a voice in the African-American community to be used against the African-American community. And that was crazy to me. If anybody should be pro-activist, it should be Ray Lewis. You would think that he would come out supporting him. But for him to come out and kind of diminish what he's done and try to, push that same narrative, that was a problem for me. I'm not a fan of Ray Lewis. I wish he would hush. And I just didn't appreciate it. And I wanted to make sure that was said publicly, like I have to publicly say stuff, because I really want to be done with him.
And that's rightfully so.
I really want to be done with him going into this season. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. I'm going to let you go and keep listening. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you for calling.
But I want to know what you guys think about Ray Lewis in the upcoming season and if Kaepernick will play. I don't see it, but y'all let me know what y'all think. And I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all.
All right. We talk. Peace. And again, that was the great Angela Maxwell giving us her take on a few things, from her beloved Mississippi State within the SEC, the Ole Miss rivalry and all of that. Plus some of this Ray Lewis talk. Now, as far as Ray Lewis is concerned, a gentleman in the locker room asked me that today. Like, hey, man, before you go, I wanted to ask what you thought about the Ray Lewis. I was, just let it simply be known, man, F Ray Lewis, period. I don't really care whether it be him, Michael Vick, or guys like that. If you got anything less to say, then these are ways that he can move forward if it's going to be just from an empowering sense. It ain't got nothing to do with his hair. It ain't got nothing to do with what you think you do greater in the community, because Ray Lewis talking big and bad about how he's in the streets every day and this and that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Speak to what needs to be spoken to. The same issues that are being protested against are very, very prevalent now. Before he decided to silently protest, during the silent protest, and after the silent protest, and that's not being discussed. The owners of the NFL don't give a damn, and these are even still some of these same, let's just go say fans. These same fans that are going through these issues, their families, they support them just one and the same as the same person that threatens to take their season tickets away, that's fine. It's going to be another person waiting to buy your season tickets if you want to be an idiot about somebody that says, I want to see a better America. That's all it is. I want to see an America where I don't get shot down, and I mean me specifically, because I come off, quote unquote, as threatening, or as they said during the I forget which situation it was, if I come off as a big bad man, or if I come off as Philando Castile was looked at as being threatening to the officer that shot him
in front of his kid.
Because, like, first and foremost, when did that wasn't even a factor. Like that all of a sudden was a factor. Like, I never saw in my life where I wanted to pull a gun out on somebody because they smoked a cigarette or they were smoking in front of a kid or a child or whatever the case may be. Not once in my life. But you as an officer deemed that to be appropriate. Like, that's the world we've always lived in when it comes down to this country. Meaning a person of a darker skin tone, that's always been the stigma. That's always going to be the stigma, as well as even for brown folks, black folks that have some melanin in their skin ultimately, and dealing with authoritative power. That's always going to be what it is until they begin to change their minds about it. The quote unquote powers that be, that's what it is. So for Ray Lewis, man, first and foremost, you got two bodies on you, and don't nobody really care how you try to spin that, because he never addresses that.
No, it's so long ago that it's one of those, it happened, but it's so far in the past, and he's done this, and he, like I say, he's got 2 rings with Baltimore, did some things in the community, okay, and he came out and apologized, and then it went into working on turning his life around. But also remember, all of this is before the true age of social media.
Yep.
So with social media, everybody can voice an opinion. You can keep things in the cycle longer because you can keep it coming. You can keep it alive and keep it going. All it takes is something to go viral, and it keeps getting hits. It keeps so you keep certain topics alive. So say this happened 10 years ago, the Kaepernick situation. It'd have been out there, but you wouldn't hear the constant opinions, the constant pieces on it, and it'll be a situation that's there. Yeah, and it kind of falls away. This because of what he's fighting for consistently happens. Yep. You still see police violence. You still see discrimination.
You're seeing in Baltimore 2 cases this month where officers planted drugs at the scene of the crime. 2 on body cams. Like, these are not
things that are made up. It's like I can't make the story up.
It's right there.
The camera doesn't lie.
No.
You can spin it however you want to spin it, but the cameras don't lie.
And that's lightweight. That's just 2 that they caught.
Right.
How many more times did this happen? And they got folks that have had there are a lot of charges that have been dropped against other folks because of these same situations. That just came out.
Right.
Because there are other times where cameras have been turned off. They've been specifically turned off. And I don't remember this woman's name. She's an attorney in Baltimore, and she fully investigated all that. But they still not talking about whether it be the deaths or whether it be that or the planting of evidence or just wrongful persecution all across the board. None of that's being discussed. Baltimore and abroad. So until Ray Lewis wants to bring that up and then come to grips with that, then he's mute in a lot of people's eyes, and he's gonna be continuously known as the man that killed 2 people after he won the Super Bowl.
During a Super Bowl. No, he did that before Baltimore went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, it was before they went? I thought it was after they went.
No, that was at the Atlanta Super Bowl between the Rams and
It was
Tennessee.
in Atlanta.
But yeah, it happened.
It was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. I got that crossed up. My bad.
That's before he won.
So before that, and then you win one, and then it sweeps away, and then you keep winning, and you keep playing strong, and then it sweeps away.
And then we got to win one for Ray, Deacon Ray,
giving
speeches and everything.
And you quote unquote change your life, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that. Okay, but you got a 30 for 30 coming, dog. You got a 30 for 30 coming, dog.
I can see it.
And it's gonna be centered around that, bruh. That's the piece. That's the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? So you can't run from this. And all of this woofing you do, whether you put it on YouTube or not, or Facebook, it's gonna have to come to a head with the fact that you got a past that has followed you and has lingered like an old fart.
But once again, you see the people that they're going to.
The
Ray
ones
Lewis,
that may have influence with black faces.
No. People who have been through something serious legally and
which is funny,
had to come back and make some changes
and right the wrongs
in order to get back into the league, be reinstated, get back into the league, get back into the league's good graces. You see,
i.e. Mike Vick and Ray Lewis.
The two biggest things that outside of damn OJ, but OJ's retired by that point. For an active player. Those are the two
worst
biggest
situations
outside of Ray Rice, because he never played again after his situation.
Nope. And I can't.
And Ray Rice is the one who has been the most. I'm not gonna say that Ray Lewis didn't tie the tone for it, that Michael Vick didn't either. Ray Rice did all of the same things. He's been out. Him and his wife, they've been out there speak on it. Mm-hmm. Hey, this isn't wrong. It's a one-time thing that happened, but it's a one-time incident that pretty much ruined his life.
Yep.
But he's accepted it, he's owned it, and tried to move on for it, but he never got another look.
Nope.
And some of that was at the time Ray Rice was already kind of declining. He's a running back. You can't really help us no more anyway, so we don't really need to give you a look. Even though running backs get hurt every day in practice, you got teams that go on their 4th, 5th, 6th running backs. Like my Lions did last year.
Yeah.
But, he wasn't going to – you kind of figured once the league kind of changed their stance on discipline, that it went from the 2 games he initially got, then, oh, damn, we saw the tape now, even though he told you what happened. If the tape never comes out, none of everything that happens with Ray Rice, never the amount of hate and vitriol that comes after. Now, I'm not going to act like, that shit was –
it was bad.
Terrible.
It was some of the worst shit I've seen.
It was terrible. So no, I don't give him any slack for doing it. Mm-hmm. Do he atone to him? They working on it, yes, but he still deserved another chance. I mean, you've seen, like I say, the NFL is the land of second chances
because it already comes with an aggressive nature.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
That's one of the things people say. Well, you're dealing with people who are aggressive by nature. They're on the field. They're trying to take somebody's head off. You got to understand that they may leak over into their personal lives. Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody gets that.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick
gets that. But this is not even
ain't on the same level.
At all.
Not on the same level.
At all.
People want Greg Hardy to come back. Greg Hardy beat his girl up, threw her on guns, and been caught with coke and all kind of, but and shows no kind of remorse, no kind of any remorse.
Never did.
After that hell incident, he just like, because I saw interviews with it.
Yeah. And there's no disputing that across the board. There's no disputing that. There's no 50-50 on that. It's 90-10. And it's only probably 10 if you play with him or if you're a good friend of his. Right. That's the only thing. So the rest of it, like you said, and then what's coming in here, and I'm pretty sure it's probably Angela, and his son just raped somebody. Ray Lewis.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he dog.
Yeah, just be quiet.
They pulling his name.
Just be quiet. When you got stuff going on in your life, just sit back, dog.
Man.
Just shut up.
And even more so, at what point is it wrong to say, man, you know what? With all I got going on, I ain't got no right to speak about nothing. Unless it's a matter of, man, just keep doing what you're doing. I hope you find some work.
Yeah, I want what's best for you, brother.
I want what's best for you. And leave it at that. But the criticism, fall back, dude. You have zero right. You have zero right at all. So,
like they won't even let him get in work out. Like that's the whole thing. Ain't nobody calling him to be your starting quarterback.
Nope.
To be your franchise quarterback. He just give him a chance to have a look.
He just want to compete.
Yeah, give him a chance to compete
for a spot. Compete for a spot. They don't necessarily mean a starting spot. You just compete for a spot.
Yeah, that's never been the narrative of he should be somebody's starting quarterback, blah, blah, blah. No, it's all about give him a chance to compete for a job. Camp Body's got 100 bodies in there in the preseason.
Right. Just let him compete for a job. That's the end of the freaking story. It's a wild thing. And all the while, he's just living this life just as peaceful over in Africa, getting gifted with garments.
That he probably gonna take and give to somebody else.
Give to somebody else. He done everything from donate shoes to money to time to resources to suits to just a wherewithal of consciousness. But he's being treated like he's a criminal. Like they have Ray Lewis and Michael Vick, who's one is a criminal, one is a felon, and the other was damn near one. The other one damn near didn't see the light of day again. And they're criticizing.
These are your two go-tos.
And the last piece that I'm going to say about it that's always humorous to me is the comments of he disrespected the flag. First of all, those who have served the flag within the U.S. military services have numerous times said this is why we actually go.
To give you the, because other nations, they can't protest what's going on in their countries. They don't have a voice. They don't have the ability to say anything and speak up and try to create change.
Man,
that's what we fight for. That is what they fight for.
That's the wildest part. And you hear soldiers say this.
The freedom, what? Freedom of speech is all good until somebody says something that you don't agree with. Because when you have white supremacist rallies, freedom of speech. Okay.
And we don't agree everybody lays off of it.
We don't agree with what you're promoting. We know that you're a terrorist group, a hate group. Yeah. But you are covered by freedom of speech.
Yep.
Ain't say nothing.
Yep. That's one of the greatest things that our quote unquote founding fathers have established. Right. I'm with that.
Kaepernick said nothing. He was like, this is my silent protest. Why am I protesting? This has nothing to do with the military. You can't say that 1,200 times and to keep saying, this has nothing to do with the military. This is solely about the social issues to make y'all see and to hear the topics that I'm talking about.
That's it. That's it. That's America for you.
Man, that's what anybody does. You see and you hear and you believe what you want to believe. If you can spin it to make it fit your beliefs, then that's how you're going to operate. So
it's hilarious. And
those are the people that you will never get across to. People who
hell no.
don't want to hear both sides. If you're only focused about what you say and this and that, then you ain't gonna reach them no way.
And meanwhile, from a football perspective,
you
still got now, and it's still on the other side of the coin of it. Indies out there, they can use a backup. Hell, even now, I don't know Detroit's backup situation, but I think they can use one. Backup.
Nah, because they signed Jake Rudock from there. They drafted him last year, had him on the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
So they're grooming him. They've been grooming him since he's been in the league. They signed the quarterback out of Miami, Brad Kaya.
Oh yeah, they full. They full.
So, they don't really.
I think another team, Minnesota comes to mind. They could use a backup because Bridgewater he a little frail. He a little injury prone. But you would want to have.
They still got Bradford up there.
Come on, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just talking about as far as people that they have in camp.
Yeah.
But then, like I say, you're going to get into the. But they have like I say, Bridgewater, they have a starter, and wasn't they? The reason you see a team like a Jacksonville, a Jets, Baltimore, Flacco was hurt. Now they got Ryan Mallett. They said Ryan Mallett throwing picks for days in practice right now. Which is why even after they signed retired arena dude, they're still looking at, okay, we need another quarterback because you're not getting the looks in practice. The Jets, they're still trying to decide between Hackenberg and because they got rid of Geno Smith, they got rid of Fitzpatrick. The Jets don't really have any quarterbacks there. No. Jacksonville, they got Blake Bortles. He's throwing picks for days up in. So you got some teams who have all kind of quarterback influx, and they don't have. If their starter doesn't work out, what are they going to do?
Yeah, man. And that's what makes it look even more crazy.
Like a team like Jacksonville, you're in Jacksonville.
First of all,
nobody will give a damn if you sign Kaepernick.
Dog.
You in Jacksonville, you don't even get no praise. You probably it's 30 teams in the league, 32 teams. You are probably the 32nd market.
and you lucky he ain't 33.
And
they only coming for the pool, dog.
And you probably below Central Florida.
Hey, you see that pool they got though? They only coming for the pool, dog. Right. The pool lit as hell.
If you sign to Jacksonville, they get a little bit of media presence for a couple days. Then it ain't like going to New York. you go to New York. Okay, yeah, New York media is going to be all over it.
They'll be all over it
because of just the media presence and where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore kind of the same way. DC, you're going to have a media presence there. Jacksonville, like
nobody's gonna care.
Yeah,
dog.
he can sign there. Like I say, it'll be a big day one, like about a week.
Media week.
It'll be about a week.
Mm-hmm.
After that,
and for numerous reasons. Hey, like you said, it's Jacksonville. No. Look, no shots at Jacksonville, but it's Jacksonville, bro.
Right. I mean, look, dog. That's what you do.
Come on, man.
It's 1 through 32 markets, and you either gonna be up here, you're gonna be down here.
Jacksonville's 32.
Yeah, Jacksonville's not even a really viable NFL city.
Nope.
Nope,
and have the ugliest jerseys in the league. You have, yes, and that could virtually, if they're getting their head out of their ass, and from an ownership and a management standpoint, they need to look at that and just stop being bigots. At the end of the day, if that's what's going on in Jacksonville, because Blake Bortles is not good. He's big. He's not good. Got a strong arm. He's not good. And that's the end of the story with that. And if he has a backup, so that's to let you further know how much in trouble they are. So it's gonna be interesting to see. As far as NFL going forward, you still got Le'Veon is still trying to get his money together with Pittsburgh, that's kind of normal when it comes down to contract because they kept franchising them over and over and over again. They just kept.
You know who?
Le'Veon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept giving him a franchise. He's like, man, I want a long-term deal. Obviously, he wants to be there.
What it is, they don't. It's the money.
Yeah.
It's the money when you throwing at a running back position. But the problem is, Le'Veon affects the game as a running back, and he's their second leading receiver also.
Right.
So,
he got a leg to stand up.
Yeah, but they talking 12. He wants receiver money. Running back ain't ever gonna get receiver money.
Yeah, they got to meet in the middle, and his agency needs to get that straight in their head.
Bet on yourself because if you sign a franchise tag, you get the average of the top 5 salaries. So like I said, it'd be about 12 to 13. So if you guaranteed, bet on yourself and go out there and ball out. I mean, it's the whole. It's kind of like what Kirk Cousins has been doing.
And that boy, we talking about getting checks.
Yeah, he I don't want to say he stumbled his way into, but he
earned that. He earned that when the opportunity came.
That and Washington not being smart about it because you just keep franchising him, so you keep guaranteeing that he's going to be.
And his franchise tag was high as hell.
Because like I said, once again, the average of the top 5 quarterbacks already make crazy buku money. So if you're going to have to give him 25, 26 million,
run it.
He was like, I just got to. It's guaranteed because I'm gonna get that for this year.
Keep doing it. I'm cool with that. And I wasn't supposed to be getting this. No way. Look, let's be real.
If they're smart and they lock him up in his first or in his second, third year, right after the whole RG3 thing. Once you figured out, okay, RG3 is hurt, he out of here. Cousins is gonna be our quarterback. You instead of trying to keep him on that rookie scale, because he got the cap friendly deal. Yeah. You can keep handing him that. Lock him up. If you lock him up for 14, 15 million.
Yeah.
And now you got your quarterback. Now you're not in the position because they still haven't drafted. Okay, if he walks next year, you still haven't drafted a quarterback. So the worst case scenario for them is, say he balls out, Washington makes the playoffs, then he bolts. You still aren't drafting high enough to get a game changer quarterback that's maybe coming out in the draft.
Yep. Yeah, it's totally their fault. It's all their fault.
They dysfunctional.
Bottom line, which that's been a part of the stigma of the Redskins ownership, down to how they've acted over the protest name change and the whole nine. They've been a bunch of asses. Let's just be real. They're not handling business very well. And if you ask me, we're really starting to see like the second generation owners not do that great of a job in some cases. And I would say second generation, like second ownership, or maybe the child or descendant of these teams, like just across the board, whether it be the Knicks, whether it be the Lakers, whether it be the Redskins, like the original owners kind of, they came through and it was just like, it was football, and it was before it was like super capitalistic.
Yeah.
And that's great. It still remained football, and then it became like hella business.
Because once again, when those people bought those teams, they did not buy them as a means to we're about to make so much money off of these teams.
Yeah, not quite.
You know, that's always
they're gonna make some money.
They know that's gonna be there.
Yeah,
but they bought teams because hey, this is my football team,
and it's good. It's really good entertainment, and I can make really good money off of it.
Yeah, but this, I have a passion for this team. Well, now where you have owners, and now it's a collection of owners, and you getting it. You got some people getting into it to say that they're an owner of a team. Because
the money is so good. Just a minority owner.
Yeah, you want. I make a lot of money, and then I put my name as being a minority owner on this team.
Yeah,
that gives me that cachet of I can always say,
and I could draw tickets just because of me.
I'm a minority owner.
Yep,
and it's a status thing.
And to piggyback off of that, we've seen that within the Miami organization. I think they kind of like really revolutionized the concept of like celebrity minority owner. And then you still have like Nelly with the Bobcats, and he's still getting bread off of that.
Yeah,
with the Hornets now.
Usher with Cleveland.
Usher still got his shares in Cleveland.
Serena,
like I said,
Serena in Miami,
and J-Lo in Miami too.
Yep.
Damn.
I think like Gloria Estefan also.
Yes. Yeah. So now the newest of this now is Houston Rockets
trying to get Beyonce.
Being enticed by possibly shopped to Beyonce. Hakeem Olajuwon.
She wants to be a minority owner because even to get 1% of what the Rockets are probably going to go for sale, you got to invest like $20 to $40 million,
and that's nothing for her.
I ain't gonna say it ain't nothing, but
for them, it's nothing. They been got that.
Yeah, but because Jay-Z can't be, it's a
that's
ruling
the conflict.
Yeah, because of the whole Rock Nations thing and the Rock Sports.
Right.
Which is the reason why he had to sell his minority stake in the Nets when he established the whole Rock
and that's
Sports.
what I thought about.
So it's like, and there is like a Jay-Z clause rule or something in there that makes her becoming a part owner complicated because she's married to him.
So she might be maxed out at a certain few shares or something like that.
Perfect example. The Ilitch family.
Oh yeah,
they own the Red Wings. They own Tigers, but Mike Ilitch's name was on the sports side. His wife owns Motor City Casino. Remember? Because he couldn't have any parts of that because of casinos and gambling or any of that kind of stuff. Mike Ilitch couldn't have his name on any of the casino stuff. That's all Marion Ilitch's name. So it's kind of the same. It's one of those gray areas that they trying to probably figure out.
Which is fair. I mean, regardless of whatever, a power couple is gonna have, a positive influence on each other. They're gonna talk. They're gonna, trade ideas or whatever it may be. I'm sure she's advised him on how to conduct her. His latest album. His. As I call 444, I call it Sweet Tea. Instead of lemonade, hell, I just call it Sweet Tea. So nonetheless, they're gonna have an influence on each other. But I think it's cool that people are in a position to do so. But yeah, another name that's out there, Hakeem Olajuwon.
And what happened is
which is interesting that Hakeem got bread like that still. But go ahead.
No, and it don't shock me. But what I think will happen will be it'll be a collective.
Yep.
It's going. The days of a sole ownership I think are gone because the price of teams is so astronomical.
The liability is so high.
Like even Prokhorov who owned the Nets, he sold a bunch of shares and stakes in the Nets because he realized, well, damn, I went all in when I traded for KG, Pierce, and everything because I told them I'm going to bring a ring or a championship to Brooklyn within this many years. Didn't happen. Then Billy King went Billy King and traded draft picks up until like 2020.
Yep.
And you can see it's still hampering the team. Man.
When Jeremy Lin is your marquee player.
Right.
What? Hey, I bet they be trying their best to get the Asian community to come out today, which is good. A strong base in the boroughs. Don't get me twisted,
right.
but hey, dog, him and that man bun, and that ain't gonna hold your season, bro.
At all.
It's not. So, nonetheless, it's always interesting. In Atlanta Hawks, they were also a part of like a collective ownership, more or less.
With Grant Hill, like I think he actually.
I think he got in there.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
he got in that. Yeah, he got in there. And then another cat, they got the bread. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's like, hell, it ain't even for them. It ain't even like I'm putting the money up. It's I'm gonna get a loan to put the money up. I'm not putting the money up. Like, because that ultimately doesn't make a lot of sense in overall in business. Like, I'm not using my own money. I'm gonna use BBVA's money or whatever. They gonna cut me this $40 million check. They know I'm good for it. They know I'm good for that off a year of tours. So that's neither here nor there. Go ahead and run me that bread. But so that's what's going on in Houston. And Melo. And speaking of basketball, just more so connected to Houston, Melo's still hanging out there. He hasn't been talking to the Knicks at all. There's been no conversation. He's still training, just getting in shape and conditioning. Out there with the hoodie on and the tight jogging pants, posting pictures of his wife. He's just getting his life together. But you know what I'm saying?
For real, getting his life together.
Yeah, for real, getting his life together. Just focusing on him. Nonetheless, he has not been picked up by a team, or no trades have occurred, which he's now open to. The trade, his no trade clause has verbally been lifted, it appears. So it's just a matter of how he can be shaken and moved around. Ideally, I guess would be, he'd be in Houston as just a straight scorer, shooter, get his shots up, some ISO, pop, pick and pop, that whole thing, take the pressure off hard, and he ain't got to do as much.
Right.
But nonetheless, I hate to see Melo have to deal with that just due to the Phil Jackson side of it all. But he'll land somewhere. I doubt he'll be in New York.
No, he's still trying to get a deal with Houston. See, the thing is, as long as he got that no trade clause, it's hard for the teams he wants to go to put something together that New York would be like, yeah, it's worth it for us to trade Melo. Because if I'm New York, even though I know he don't want to be here, I ain't giving you up for a bag of Skittles and a Fago.
Nah, man, it's too much. Yeah, he's too much value.
You throwing 2 Fagos, maybe 2 Arctic Suns.
Maybe 2.
And some better made chips.
I can tell you just came from the D. Because you had that same combination at home. Let me get 2 of them 20 ounces, dog.
Yeah, they're 89 cents. Let me get 2 of them.
Wait a minute. The Arctic Sun, which one is that?
That's like the fake Sprite. I don't want to call it fake Sprite. It's kind of like a fake squirt. It's in the blue bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
The blue bottle.
They just brought them back out.
Okay.
I did not partake in one, but they just brought those back. Arctic Sun is back on the streets.
They got the Detroit versus everybody Arctic Sun hat.
Yeah.
You might want to keep an eye on that, player.
I get with you.
I'm a Moon Mist man myself, but
yeah, Moon Mist still go hard in the streets.
Word.
I seen mad Moon Mist bottles all over the city.
Right, I'm home. They just right in the middle of the street too.
Right, everywhere you go, you got a Moon Mist going on.
Right, so nonetheless, it's still gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out. A lot of guys just, some teams are just still getting figured out, and some are getting settled in and kind of getting right. If they smart, they got guys out there playing ball, getting pickup games, summer league all over the place.
No, I don't care what you say. It's still gonna be tough to beat Golden State.
Oh, it's hard to say.
They brought back McGee. You saw McGee have his role. You brought back David West, so you got your thug on the squad.
Right, thug nasty.
You got Swaggy P. You who else did they get? You brought back Iggy. You kept your core intact.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, brought in Swaggy P.
Yeah. You keep your core intact. You saw what you got out of who did they keep? Did they get rid of Ian McCaw? Did they keep him?
McCaw, yeah, my bad.
One of them,
they kept him because he was summer league. He was their summer league.
Okay,
leader.
yeah. So they got rid of the other guy that I forgot his name.
I know McAdoo is gone.
Yeah,
McAdoo is gone. He never panned out anyway.
He was gonna be he was just a body.
It was a body. He was athletic. He's tall, athletic, strong. Young, but. Yeah, he's gone.
So you like I say, but they kind of stayed intact. Every other team you got better. You might have added a piece, but you had to give up a lot of other stuff to So you still got to see what Houston and how Chris Paul and James Harden will work together. They get Melo. That's a game changer.
That's a game changer.
That puts them
Capella
at number
3.
You still put San Antonio above them?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's San Antonio.
Okay.
But not by many games though.
If Aldridge get his Portland heart,
oh hell yeah, then it's a no brainer. Yeah, but with where they
San Antonio Aldridge, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
the Clippers are going to fall back, of course.
Oh, easily. They're not even in the conference. They're not even making the playoffs, if you ask me.
They make the playoffs.
Who's playing the point?
I don't know. They'll make a playoff.
Hey, they done. They done. They need a point guard. They need a point guard so bad.
They'll probably be the 8th seed.
Yeah.
They'll be the 8th
Realistically.
seed. I mean,
which for the West is not easy.
right. So, I mean, they still had to put up at least 50-something, 48 wins.
They need a point guard.
But,
like
Minnesota is going to jump into that top 4 to 5, I think.
Yes, sir.
Oklahoma State will still be in that round. Who's going to fall out is Utah.
Yes,
because you lose
will.
Gordon Hayward, and that's your guy. That's your 20-point scorer. I don't know if Joe Johnson is back with them this year because he was on a 1-year deal. But
Probably not.
So outside that,
Joe Johnson can end up over in what do you call that? Hell, he could end up in Cleveland or something. He the type of guy that don't mind floating around to a contender. He don't mind it.
I mean, at this point, Joe Johnson a power forward. So
he is like in real life.
Yeah, he a power forward.
2 steps slower, and he's still that tall.
Yeah,
he power forward as hell.
They give you some buckets though.
Oh yeah. His game.
I think
his game
he'll
is
be one of those
subsided.
players that once training camp, if he's still a free agent, we could fact check it, but I just don't really feel like it right now.
I got it. What we on? What we talking about?
Joe Johnson.
Ah, got you. Okay.
But
yeah.
He's one of those players that you can get a late pickup on and be like, okay, he's that person that's going to help our team out. Because at this point, most of the teams are kind of set with what they're going to be. Overall, you kind of know what they are.
Yeah, and
he's still with Utah.
Oh yeah. He just agreed to a deal earlier last month for $22 million.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Utah got that expendable money. That's one of them.
Nice.
That's one of them places they go keep the seats filled. They go keep that apparel sold.
Yeah, because what else do you have to do in Utah? All you have is the Utah Jazz, BYU, and University of Utah.
And the Utes.
And the running Utes.
The running Utes. And Utah State.
Oh yeah.
They still get some play out there. They still get some love
for basketball,
out there.
I mean, that's your only pro team,
right?
So you have no other professional
anything
some going on.
Division 2, 3 stuff out there that we don't know nothing about,
right?
Like Mountain Valley College or something crazy. Other than that, that's what you got. And when the X Games, the Winter X Games come in and out of there, I mean, that's it. But the Hayward thing is big. The Hayward thing is big because he's in Boston as everybody anticipated that they're smart. Boston needed a white ball player. They've been wanting one.
Everyone that became a free agent, they went after him. Kevin Love.
They did.
I'm pretty sure
Love would have been a good fit over there. He'd have been good.
Yeah.
Shooter, rebounder. That's all he needed to do.
Before he went to Cleveland, Love would have been. That would have been the ball. He'd have fit Boston because he could have been that player.
Not only that,
because then you don't. Because what happens is then you don't have the negative stigma on Kevin Love that he's gotten with Cleveland, but it's only a really negative stamp because of the way he has to play in Cleveland.
He has to play passive.
He can't play what his game really is because of the way their offense is. So I think say he doesn't ever go to Cleveland, he goes straight to Boston from Minnesota. I think his career is totally different. He might not win a championship, but I think we look at Kevin Love in a totally different light.
Well, that, and let's just say all things being even, if there's only a 2-headed monster in Cleveland and opposed to 3, and then we're looking at a potential, Isaiah Thomas still getting over to Boston.
Well, no, it'll be 3 because if you don't take Kevin Love, say LeBron just says we're going to keep Wiggins. I mean, I don't think Wiggins is what he is now just because he just doesn't have the opportunity. Yeah, he doesn't have. He's not pushed into being the man,
right,
and being that guy. But he still becomes a third option. I think.
Hell, does Boogie stay in? And that makes me think, big fella wise, not to get like too off topic, but does Boogie stay in New Orleans thinking about something like that? Because Kevin Love not staying in Cleveland.
Man, they've been trying to shop Kevin Love, but the market ain't there for Kevin Love. Nobody wants to give up anything of value for Kevin Love.
It's gonna be some shaking and moving happening this month, I think.
I don't think it's gonna be really nothing happening up until after the season. Like,
you think it's gonna have to play out a little bit more? Okay.
I think the season gonna get started, and then you'll get to like All-Star break, and then you'll see some teams. But you see that they moved trade deadline before All-Star break now.
I've noticed that. Now, what do you think is like the real implication of that? Like, I mean, it changes the All-Star game abruptly, but that's about the only. Sorta. It changes that abruptly, but I'm wondering, like, how does that really change just the course of a season though. Like I don't really.
But it's only a week. It's only a week.
It's not really that big.
It's a week. Then. Instead of it being the week after the All-Star game, that Thursday after the All-Star game, it's the week before the All-Star. So
I mean, it'll be interesting to play out because it's been that way for so long. I don't mind change when it comes to stuff like that. So but it's gonna be a great season. I still believe, as far as how other teams will at least try to compete against a Golden State. All things being considered, just Golden State. Look, health. If it's health, they winning. I think they win 72 games again.
I don't think they're gonna win that many because I don't think they're gonna go for it. They're gonna err on the side of caution. They're gonna err on keeping players healthy.
Players.
Yeah,
the hell with that.
It won't. You won't have them where they sit out a bunch of players at the same time like Cleveland does. But you'll have stretches where.
Let Clay get his groove in, get into it.
Steph may
especially towards the end of the season too, though.
Yeah, Steph gonna have some games where he's sick. KD gonna have some games. This year it was a gift and a curse because KD got hurt, so they had to play without him, and
that's what they would have wanted to do anyway.
Yeah, so then they had to learn how to play without their guy, and then
he came back.
He came back, and then Golden State was like, "Oh, we figured it out. We got it now," and you saw what happened.
And he played barely in the first round. And it was just he was still quietly putting up 20. It was just no big deal. He was doing it at an easy pace, getting his groove in, especially with that leg and that foot specifically. But
you saw he came in, he played gingerly on it. He didn't put a lot on because you don't know how it's gonna react to going full speed on it. But slowly but surely, he got to that groove. Golden State got into that groove, and then they was just running on people.
And they was running, and man, so yeah, I mean that's the target of the entire NBA ultimately. But I think it's still just gonna be good to see how teams at least try to compete, especially when you think about like Christmas Day game, the MLK Day game. Like Golden State's playing in these games.
Oh hell,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
it's gonna be Cleveland and damn Golden State again on Christmas.
On Christmas Day, yeah.
I hope not. I don't really want to see that, but because we saw it last year.
I'd rather see Golden State in Boston on Christmas Day. Go ahead and get Hayward his shine. Take the magnifying glass off of.
No, it's gonna be Golden State and Houston.
Ooh.
Golden State, Houston, Cleveland, Boston.
Oh, I want the schedule to drop.
Cleveland,
so bad.
Boston, Golden State, Houston. It'll be like San Antonio, Minnesota, because Minnesota's gonna find a way to because of what
Minnesota
they've done.
Need
let
that,
them,
though.
yeah. They'll probably still put New York on because it's New York.
It's New York. Yeah, there's gonna be 4 games. It's gonna be 4 games.
It's like 5 games now.
It's 5.
Yeah, it'd be like 2 games on ABC, a game on NBA.
Do they
TV.
get in the mix for Thanksgiving a little bit too now?
No, not really. No, hell no. Why would they? What you got 3 football games?
Not Thanksgiving Day, but like that weekend.
Possibly that weekend, but that's the heart of NFL season. That's still that's still like the beginning. Well, that's still early season for NBA. So we ain't even transitioning into watching NBA that heavy, especially not Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, you are worried about. I'm worried about the Lions game. Dallas people worry about the Dallas game, and then you got the third Thanksgiving game that really people don't really care about.
Yeah, they kind of
it's just there for a third game.
Yeah, they kind of figure it out, and yeah, we had that game last year. Steelers did, so that was dope.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we won though, so
we won ours too.
Sure did.
So,
it was a good day. It was a good day. Look, I don't be having no problem with it. When I see the Lions win, especially on Thanksgiving, I'm like, good job.
make the food taste a little bit
better. Hell yeah. As long as ain't no controversy like that Tennessee game. That was, look, everybody's usually happy in the state of Michigan, dog.
I remember that game.
And plus Toledo. I got to include.
Yeah, we down with Toledo.
Got to get down with Toledo. But yeah, so that from those special day games, and there's one more I'm not remembering. Oh my God, that's like a day off virtually that everybody could watch the games. I know it doesn't always.
New Year's Eve games are always big because they're like
New Year's Eve.
They're like midday games, early evening games. That way you get out and get back home before the end of the new year.
That's exactly what it is.
Especially they got to be done because now with the college football playoff playing their game, New Year's Eve, you know, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to the NBA game.
No,
you know, you got your St. Patrick's Day game. That's just different days, but major
but the
day.
main one is
Christmas Day is
and MLK Day.
Christmas Day is like for the NBA. It's like the Daytona 500.
Hell yeah.
For NASCAR. It's
great
like
marketing. This
is our day of you're going to watch basketball on Christmas Day.
The whole family's going to watch.
That's
this.
what you do. You watch basketball. You watch football on Thanksgiving. You watch basketball on Christmas Day.
There's only so many times you can watch The Grinch, A Charlie Brown Christmas, A Children's Story, Bad Santa now, and Fred Claus. There's only so many times.
I watch Die Hard. Because Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
But that's after the games.
Yeah,
that's at night.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It is. That's at night though. So the dopeness of that, is what it is. But it's gonna be great. And we called it on Scalpers Sports Report. We gonna have Boston versus
I think
Cleveland.
it's gonna be Boston Cleveland because Boston has retooled enough to challenge Cleveland. I think it'll be
barring Carmelo going to Houston.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Houston Golden State because Houston has made those changes to make them into that upper echelon, and they're people are looking forward to watching them because of, who they have. So those are my two predictions.
And
I
the
think
third game that we predicted is going to be San Antonio, Minnesota.
I think Minnesota will have a game on Christmas Day. I don't know who they're going to play. I just think they'll find a way to get Minnesota on Christmas Day because
I feel the same way about the Lakers. They'll find a way to get the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
Like they'll throw the Lakers in New York together. Something crazy like that. Like just because it's the Lakers in New York.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And it might be in LA because it's a West Coast game and you can let them be on later.
Hold up. Didn't Derrick Rose sign with the Thunder?
Derrick Rose signed with Cleveland.
Oh, he signed with Cleveland. Yeah.
But, that's not really, there's no ripple effect because the real ripple has already been made with Kyrie.
That Kyrie saying, like, I'm on out.
Hey, yo.
Hey, dog. Hey, dog.
I ain't going to be in today, boss.
Y'all got to do trade me, waive me.
Yeah, exactly. And although we started, we go still end it at 9:30 tonight, 9:30 Central, but the Kyrie part is interesting. For numerous reasons, but it's like one of those, are they gonna put him out of his misery? Because I don't blame him for just pretty much saying I need to get out of here.
At this point, Kyrie dog, I got a ring. I done showed you what I can do. I didn't play Robin to Batman. I've done it.
I play Robin as hell.
Yeah, I've done it.
I saved Batman numerous times, like the real Robin.
I won us a championship. With my shot. I ain't won us a championship.
Damn.
I got my ring. Kyrie ain't in it to try to chase rings.
Hey, what my man be saying? Bang.
Right. You could look. Kyrie ain't in it. I'm not trying to chase rings to have my legacy be this and go down as the greatest player. I'm not playing for that.
I want that check.
I want to be the man. I want this to be my squad. And there, people. You should want to win rings and blah blah blah.
Dog, I got one.
Yeah,
I've been in the finals 3 times.
No matter
in a row.
what he does, he's never going to be looked upon as greatest player of all time. So I don't have to play. I don't have to have that kind of legacy and be on that type of team for that to happen. My handle is sick. I got probably one of the sickest handles ever. I got a ring. I put up points.
Yep.
I want my own team.
I want my own squad. I want to lead my own squad. I want that check.
Right. I want the A1 dog check. I don't want to be player 2 ass check.
And we're not gonna sit and act like that's not.
Not saying it's a bad thing, but
no, not at all. But a guy at that caliber,
from his perspective, he look, and like you say, maybe we all see it on the outside as playing with LeBron because he gets his teammates involved. Maybe just because he's on the inside of it, he'd be like, I don't want to play with LeBron no more.
Nah, I can do what I want to. His game may not have fully flourished. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it could just be, I don't want to be with LeBron no more. It could be that simple.
And at the end of the day, can a man not want change?
Right.
I want to challenge myself again. Because to be honest with you, he was challenged just coming into that organization.
Yeah, he couldn't do it by himself there, but also at the time they weren't putting a team around him. Now
hell no.
You building the team around LeBron. And if LeBron leaves, that team isn't good because the pieces that you have, they don't fit with a Kyrie type offense. They fit with LeBron being the centerpiece of that offense. So,
And the ultimate fact is they were a poorly ran organization when LeBron left. They will continue to be poorly run once he leaves again. And Kyrie sees that. It's more than clear. It's an iridescent writing on the wall. It's in different shades and colors. it's time to go. So set it up.
Let me get out. Let me get out before he get out.
Burn my jersey. I don't give a damn.
All right.
And it's already clear on what type of person Dan Gilbert is, ownership wise, on how he handles things. Then Dan Gilbert could write the hell out of a loan. But he is not the best basketball owner we've seen.
He's the owner. He gonna give. He put the money. I ain't gonna never knock him because he put the money into the organization.
Yeah,
but he with him putting the money in, he kind of got a Jerry Jones complex. He wants to be a bigger part of. He wants to be that person.
He wants his face at the podium.
Yeah, like look,
with the new GM.
I did this.
Nah,
this is
dog.
me.
Chill, chill, B. We don't need to.
Yeah, just hire a GM. Let the GM, you own the team, put the money where it need to be. Let the GM make decisions, and because it's LeBron, continue to placate to LeBron.
Well, it's that, and then even before we close, it's not only that. You also have, when you think of Dan Gilbert, you got to remember on how he acted when LeBron left. That's quintessential Dan Gilbert as a basketball owner.
Yeah,
I can't speak to none of his other ventures, but we could see his colors, his true colors from that. No, it's not going to change.
We can. Because we know other stuff about his business ventures from us being from the hometown,
right?
And kind of stuff he does around Detroit. But yeah, as far as we keeping it just sports related, yeah, he sat out there, and when LeBron left, when your major attraction left, you acted like and all of that is
straight Mitch.
Yeah, and tried to badmouth LeBron and this and that. Then you had to walk it back, and you got to kiss LeBron's ass. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for making my franchise a winner. But LeBron got all the control in that.
Yep.
Because of how you acted, you pretty much had to give LeBron anything he wants.
Yep. For
you to be able to say, hey, man, Cleveland, we winning again. Come on.
And after being gifted with Kyrie's going to be gone. He's going to start his life all the way over. And,
Cleveland going to go back to being Cleveland.
Yes. And all will be right in the world. Scalpers Sports Report, we thank everybody for checking us out. My man Mike is about to take us out of here with another, we always hit you with the classic instrumentals. And, man, another great hump day. Myself, Phil Newkirt, and you got my boy B-Simp, came fresh off of
back
20-year high school reunion. Man, came through with the dope gray Red Wings hat. Man, and we out here. Of course, we had our Big Three talk. We had our NBA talk, NFL. Ray Lewis, Kaepernick.
Thank you, Angie, for calling in.
Thank you for calling in, Angie. And I'm ready.
Step it to me. They want to get some, but I'm the king, so you know the outcome.
That color man Sim with the music. Scalpers Sports Report. We out, baby. Ain't no half stepping. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not later. See you later. Alligator.
You gonna stop?
I'm a freestyle this whole show one day. We out, man. Peace.